let's talk about some of these other folks that you've played with, some of my favorite musicians. Let's start with Carlos Santana, legendary guitarist. Maybe just say a couple of words or any kind of memories that come up playing with Carlos.
I love playing with Carlos. Originally, I knew players that were playing in the band, Orestes Vilato, Armando Peraza. They were friends of my dad. And I was on the road with David Lindley and El Rayo X, slide guitar player from Jackson Browne. And so we opened for Santana and the Grateful Dead. It's a Grateful Dead concert for like almost like 100,000 people in Calaveras County. And with David Lindley, I used timbales and bongos on the side with drum set. Santana came on, and I was like, wow. It was Graham Lear, Armando Peraza, Raul Recco, and Orestes Vilato on the percussion section. And I was amazed. And not long after that, the manager called me to let me know, like, Carlos is interested in you playing in the band. Now, at that time, I had a record deal with David Lindley, and we were going to go into the studio, and I was not going to let my friends down after like a year on the road. Finally, we're getting a record deal. And so I actually said no. And then time went by. We did the record. I went to Australia and played with this rocker, Jimmy Barnes. And when I came back to the United States, Alfonso Johnson, the bass player, told me again, we're auditioning drummers, and Carlos was asking about you. And I said, well, I'll go. And I went up to San Francisco. They told me to learn 5 tunes. But when I arrived, Carlos never played any of those 5 tunes. And he just basically jammed. We just jammed. And I think Carlos is very much like he'll start playing something, and then maybe you might perceive it as a Latin rock tune or a jazz tune or whatever. And so he wanted to see what you would play as a reaction to what he was playing. Yeah. And so we jammed for a few hours. I jammed with the percussionist, and then after that, he hired me. That was 1989. I just had I just had gotten married and had a son, and I went on the road with Santana from 89 to 1993, and playing with Carlos was great. I mean, it's just like the bands also, and the players that are in that band. Chester Thompson, the B3 player that played with Squib Case with Tower of Power. We had Alfonso Johnson the first tour, and then Alfonso left. It's almost like a lot of rotation, people coming in and out, like Weather Report. We had great players, Benny Ridville, which is still with Santana. Now, of course, the late Raul Recco, Armando Peraza. Those were all kind of like teachers also to me.
Sure.
And not only the playing, I learned so much, not just the musical playing, but the hanging out, the stories. And it's almost like going on the road, getting the degree of the streets and getting paid for it.